welcome you to another section here on this course on Django. Now in this tutorial we are going to be covering the section overview of this section we are about to start. So in this section basically we are going to be covering three important topics. Now the first topic we are going to be covering is building an HTML code. Now by building here does not mean that we are going to write the HTML code ourselves, because in the prerequisite description of this course you can see that HTML and CSS is what is basically the prerequisite to learn this course Django. So if you don't know HTML and CSS, you first need to go and learn HTML and CSS and then continue on with this tutorial. But if you know HTML and CSS, you are good to go on from this tutorial. So what we are going to do is that we are going to fetch a HTML code, and then what we are going to do is that we are going to configure it with Django. Now the second topic we are going to cover is that making data dynamic. Now whatever website HTML code we are going to fetch, it is going to be basically static. So what we are going to do is that when we configure it with our Django code, we are going to make it dynamic. Now by dynamic, you know what is dynamic. I have covered it in the previous tutorials as well. So in the very same way, I made my name as dynamic and sent it to the HTML page. That is exactly what I'm going to do in here as well, that I'm going to send through my code, through my Python code, data to the HTML page we are going to fetch. And then finally, the last topic we are going to cover is about the if condition in Django, that how we are going to apply if condition in Django. So this is going to be a very interesting tutorial. You are going to make a big website starting on now from this tutorial, and I guess in this section and in the next and the next and in the next. So from now on, what you're going to do is that you are going to deal with the big stuff. So I guess you stick on to this section and learn everything. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Welcome you to another tutorial on this course on Django. And in this course, what we are going to do is that we are going to start on with a Django website. So what basically we are going to make is a Travello application, and we are going to download the code of HTML from the Travello color library. So what you're going to do over here is that you are going to go to the browser window, and in the browser window you need to type in this thing over here, that is Travello and color library. Now when you enter it, this page is going to pop up. Now what you're going to do is that you're going to select this very first option, and when you click on this page is actually going to pop up. Now basically this is a page which has a lot of free themes. It has some premium themes if you want to buy it. So what you can do is that you can have any kind of HTML code from here. So I have selected this website that is basically a traveling type of application in which you have to select destinations, you have to set the price, there is going to be a login, logout, and a lot of stuff. So I found this website to be very interesting, so this is why I've selected this website. So this is basically the main landing page of this website we are about to create. So you're going to just scroll down over here and you're going to click on this download button. And when you click on it, it is going to download. Alright, it says thank you for downloading, and I guess it's going to take some time. Alright, so as you can see that the zip file is being now downloaded. It is going to take some time, so I will just pause the video until it is downloaded. Alright, so our file has been downloaded, and this is where my downloads appear. You can go into your downloads window and it is going to be right there. So what we are going to do first is that we are going to extract right here. Alright, so we have this folder named as Travello. We are going to open it, and in this folder what you're going to do is that you are going to click on this index.html. So when you click on it, this page is going to pop up, and this is basically what we are going to make in the sections ahead. So basically this is the page. You can just scroll it down to see. You can see that it is going to have destination, that is popular destinations. It has some special offer on some location. Then you can see the name of the city, some line associated with that, and price to travel to that city as well. Then if you just scroll down ahead, it has some testimonials. Then you can just scroll down and it has a lot of things. And moreover, you can subscribe to this newsletter as well by entering your name and email. By clicking subscribe, you can send the website a message, you can come and drop by, you can give us a call as well, not me, them. So this is basically what we are going to make, and we already have our HTML code, and I'm going to show you that HTML code in the very next tutorial. So I guess I will see you in the next tutorial where I will show you the HTML code and how that HTML code will be imported into your Python files. So that's it with this tutorial. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Welcome you to another tutorial on this course on Django. In this tutorial we are going to open the index.html in our PyCharm, and we are also going to display it using our localhost server. So let's get to it. So I will move on to PyCharm. Now I have deleted the previous index.html over here. As you can see that it is missing over here. Moreover, I have cleared the urls.py. As you can see that we have no patterns available over here because I have deleted the views as well, because from now on, since we are going to be dealing with a very different, very new application, so I've deleted the previous data, which was basically the basic concepts about Django. So I'm going to move to the folder in which I have this index.html file, and I'm going to just drag it from here onto PyCharm and right at the top of this template folders, and you can see this move sign over here. So just leave it over here and you can see the directory in which it is being going to copy it. So it is copied in the templates, and that's all is what we want. So click on OK, and you can see that index.html is now a part of our templates. So if I just double click it, you can see that this is the HTML code. That is a very extensive code of almost 578 lines, and this is what basically is going to display our website. Now to display this website in our local host, what we need to do is that we need to have certain mappings over here. So the first mapping is, so let me just remove it from here, and I will open urls.py. And in the urls.py, we already have from django.urls import path, and we already have our views imported. So what we need to do over here is in the URL patterns, we are going to add a pattern. So that pattern is going to equal to path. The first argument is going to be empty. Then we are going to write in views dot index, and we are going to name it as index. So it is going to look for a view named index, and the name is also going to be index. So now what we need to do is that we need to move to the views.py, and here we need to create our view named as index. So we are going to write in def index, and this is basically going to receive a request, and we are going to return render of whatever request is being received, and we are also going to tell it the name of the file which it has to render. So index.html is the file we need to render using the request received in this function index. So I guess that's enough. Let's just run our server. So we are going to write in Python manage.py run server, click enter, and our server is now running. We have the IP address. Let's just copy this and paste it right here in our browser, click enter, and you can see that the subject is now Travello, and this is basically the website we are to create. Now as you can see over here that all the images and the rest of the data of the website is missing. So from the next tutorial, what we are going to do is that we will see how we will use the rest of the data of the website and take it into account of our project. And we will also see how that data can become dynamic. Also, we will see that how databases can be used to send and receive data, but that databases thing is going to come a bit late. Firstly, we will see how to complete our website. As you can see over here that we only have the text type of things and we don't have anything else. So if you just open this folder again, you can see that instead of only index.html, which since have been moved, so it is missing over here, we have a lot of more things as well. We have this images folder in which we have all the images. Then if you open this JS, we have a lot of JavaScript files as well. And we have these plugins, we have these styles. So basically all of these are going to contribute to make a single application. But since we have only copied the template folder, that is index.html, so that's why we don't have any kind of colorful things over here. So how to make it colorful, how to complete this website, we are going to start on from the next tutorial. So for this tutorial, I guess that's it. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Arhan, and I welcome you to another tutorial on this course on Django. In this tutorial, we are going to start building our website. And the first thing you need to do is that you need to deal with the static data. So to store the static data, you have to create a folder named as static in the project directory. So you're going to click right over here. You're going to click new, and you're going to click on this directory. Now you have to specify the name of the directory, that is going to be static. Click enter, and you can see that the directory has been created successfully by the name static. So now what you're going to do is that you are going to open the directory of the Travello website, which is right here, and you are going to copy the first 4 folders from here to that static folder. So the folders are images, then the JS, then the plugins, and then the styles. You're going to just copy them and open the directory of your first project, which is right here. And in that, you can see over here is that you have this static folder created over here. So just double click it and paste them over here. Alright, so the 4 files have been pasted now in the static folder. And if you just move back to PyCharm, and right here in the static folder, if you click on it, you can see that the 4 folders you have created are now a part of this. So images, JS, plugins, and styles are now included in the static folder. Now if you see over here that our server is already running, so what you need to do is that you need to go to the browser, refresh it, and you can see that nothing happened. Now why has nothing happened? Now the reason is because we have created the folder named as static. We have copied the images in that, we have copied the JS, the plugins, and everything in this. But what we have not done is that we have not told Django that we have created this folder and you need to access the images, JS, or plugins, or whatever you need from this folder named as static. So for that, you need to open the file that is settings.py in the my first project directory. You need to move to the very end of this file, and after this static URL equal to static, you have to add that static folder in the base directory files. So how is that going to be added? You have to just type in static files underscore dirs, that stands for directories, and it is going to equal to, we are going to make it equal to os.path.join. The first parameter is going to be the base directory, and the second argument is going to be the name of the folder we want to add in this base directory. So the name of the folder is basically static, which we are going to add. So now the folder has been added successfully. So now our job is done. Now the system, this settings.py is going to tell Django that you have to access this folder named as static included in the base directory. And moreover, what you have to do is that this command over here is basically going to tell the compiler settings that what you're going to do is that you are going to handle all the static files. So now how does the compiler is going to have this folder? Because if you can see over here, in the project directory, we have only this static folder and this templates folder. We don't have any folder named as assets. So what we are going to do is that we are going to create this folder. Now how this folder is going to be created, we are going to just quit on with the server. And I'm going to type in the command that is python manage.py, and the command is basically collect static. Now what this command is going to do is that it is going to tell Django that, hey Django, you have to handle all the static files. Now, how basically do you refer to static file is basically using this word that is written over here, that is static. So it is going to collect all the static files. So if I just click enter, it is going to take some time because it is basically gathering all the data. And as you can see over here that it says 255 static files have been copied to your working directory, and in that working directory to the folder named as assets. And if you now visit this site over here, I guess we need to run our server first. So I will just run our server, manage.py, run server, click enter. And you can see that the server is now running. So now if you scroll at the very top somewhere here, you will have this folder named as assets. And if you open this, you can see that you have those 4 folders that were images, JS, plugins, and styles. That were basically the folders that were in the static folder. And moreover, you have one more additional folder over here, that is this admin folder. And in that admin folder, you have the CSS, you have the fonts, you have the images, and you have the JS files. If you see over here, you have a lot of CSS things, you have a lot of fonts, you have a lot of images, and you have a lot of JS things as well. So what basically that collect static has done is that it has copied all the files of the static folder into this folder named as assets, and moreover it has also included this admin folder over here. So now since our server is running, we don't need to run our server. So if I just open the browser window and refresh this page now, you can still see that the output is the very same. We only have the text, we don't have any images, we don't have any kind of blushing in our website. So now what is the reason behind this? We have done all the mapping, we have created those static folders, we have told our Django that this is the folder you need to access, we have collected all the static files. Now the reason is that in your code there are some things in the HTML file that are not understandable by Django. Now if you remember your previous tutorials, I have told you about the Jinja format. Now if you just open your PyCharm, and in there you have to open the templates folder, which is right over here. Open this index.html, and in this index.html, if you just scroll to the very top, now here are some things in which you have this href thing. Now basically this href is not understandable by Django over here. This is understandable in HTML, but Django does not understand what is written over here. So that's why it is basically not copying the CSS, HTML, and images type of things. As you can see that it has the extension .css. So that's why this CSS thing is not being shown on the browser screen. So now what is going to be the solution for this? Now you are going to use the Jinja format right over here. Now the first thing you need to do over here is that you have to include at the very top over here, in the Jinja format, you have to type in the command that is load static. Now load is to load things, and what it is going to load is basically the static folder in which you have all the images, the JS file, plugins, and the styles. So it is going to load the static file. Now what are you going to do with this href is that, let's just scroll down a bit so that it is much more visible. So you have this type equal to text by CSS and then this href. Now in these brackets, you're going to just cut it from here, and you are going to apply the Jinja format. And now in this Jinja format, what you're going to do is that you are going to copy that thing. Now you are going to enclose it in single quotation marks. All right, good enough. And what more you are going to do over here is that you are also going to write the name of the folder in which you have all the CSS type and HTML and the images type of things. So you have to write in static over here in the curly brackets, and this is going to be the outer curly bracket, the Jinja format closing, the Jinja format starting, the name of the folder, and in single quotation mark you have to write whatever was this href equal to. So now since my server is running perfectly, so now if I refresh this page, Alright, so you can see that some change has occurred right over here. You can see that some of these things that were previously in black color are now in blue color. So this means that the CSS format at some place has been applied. Now, if you just move back to your index.html and you do the very same thing right over here to this third line over here. I guess we don't have it in our second line. Yes, we do have. So what you're going to do over here is that you are going to apply this to each and everything over here. So I'm going to write in this Jinja format, single quotation marks, just copy this stuff, paste it in these brackets, write in static, and it is good to go. Moreover, you have to just apply it over here as well. Type in static, single quotation marks, copy this from here, paste it in here, and let's just refresh this page again. And you can see that you have more changes over here. So each and every time you edit on with one of these href, you are going to see a change in your website. So let's just do it for one more and then we will quit on with this. So I'm going to write in static, single quotation marks, and copy this CSS thing. Let's just cut it and paste it over here. Refresh your browser window and you can see some changes, I guess, down here. That's why they were not shown at the top. So now I don't want to waste your time by typing static, Jinja thing, and enclosing this in single quotation marks and double quotation marks outside this, because this is going to waste a lot of time, because it is a very extensive site having hundreds of href things, I guess. So what I want you to do now is that I want you to do it yourself. I will do it myself by quitting on with this tutorial, and in the next tutorial when I come back, I would have done all this stuff by myself. I'm going to show you so that if you have got any errors, you can just look at this site and then you can correct them. So I want also you to just remove each and every href normally and enclose it in Jinja format. So I hope it is clear. In the next tutorial, I would have done all this stuff by myself, and I hope that you will also do it yourself. So see you guys in the next tutorial where we will have completed our website. So I guess that's it with this tutorial. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.